Alright, I'm back. Let's get this show back on the road. Alright, Grendel, what's up? The illuminated land. I can feel it. A vision forming in me mind. Step aside, lad, and let me itching hands get to work. Go for it, buddy. Leon's just waiting there. And done! Taking the wonders that Crystal showed me and channeled them into a new shape what befits the Ondo's spiritual character. Holy shit! Not a bad job, if I do say so myself. To think I was this close to hanging up me hammer after studying the craft of them ancients. I've been across the length and breadth of Norbrand and gobbled up every scrap of craft and wisdom what I could find. But no matter which technique I tried, me work was just no comparison. Couldn't even figure out how they put them damn buildings together. A mystery for the ages. That's what drew me here in the first place. I built me workshop, got the forges burning, then lost me bleeding will to craft. Thank the gods for that crystal ears, or I might never have gotten it back. I won't pry into your business, but I reckon your little miracle there has been through the kind of journey they sing songs about. The echoes of the memory it holds just speak directly to your heart. Aye, I can still feel them coursing through me. The inspiration's not fading away, it's welling up stronger and stronger. Give it a chance and I reckon I can weave the crystal saga into other things as well. Excuse me. But bugger me, I'd almost forgotten the Ondo's commission. If you could drag that lamp over to Tolshath for me, I'll stay here and dream up new armaments for you to try. Right on, buddy. You now have access to Grendel's Forge. Equipment rewards will become available for collection based on the role quests you have completed. Journey's End gear for tank, physical DPS, magical DPS, and healer. So yeah, this is where you get the level 80 gear, which I'm wearing right now, for every job class, once you've completed the job class's respective role quest. And you get them for free. And he makes it for you on the spot. So this is the level 80 Dark Knight clan. Basically, the gear for level 80 Dark Knight. And he makes it. You get it from him. Once you finish the take roll quest, you can get this, the Gunbreaker one. Yeah, I don't have that one, do I? Right up, well, I'm not. I do have it, but I'm not showing it. I've been wearing the level 60 one. But if you're curious, because I don't have it on me right now, and I'm not going back to the Glamour Dresser at the moment, the level 80 Gunbreaker Glam is basically Thancred's, but blue, which is, you know, the same color as the Hrothgar who teaches you the gunblade profession back in the Source, when you meet in Gridania with the Viera. You know, the Gunbreaker job quest. It's basically that guy's outfit, which is the same as Thancred's, but blue instead of white. This helmet really does make you look like Batman in a weird way, doesn't it? It doesn't look as cool as it does on, like, the poster. Like the old, not title screen, the old, well, yeah, it's on the title screen as well. He's, like this, basically. But, yeah, there we go, that angle. The sword angle's off, obviously. But, how do I put this? The old client launcher, because now it just shows the Warrior of Light, you know, in Paladin gear for Endwalker. But before Endwalker, when Shadowbringers was the main content, it was... Yeah, it would show the Warrior of Light basically wearing this. This whole outfit, helmet and everything, so you couldn't see his face. Sort of looking down at the player from... Well, at the viewer, from an angle. And you would see the hand with the claws, you know, the gloves for this has claws on it. So it's where you would hit log in, basically. I can't. What's the name of the client? I guess the launcher. There we go. The launcher for the damn game, basically. A little splash screen in the background is what I'm describing. The client is the game itself, of course. Alright. What is it that you have there? I have Grenald's gigantic lamp. I don't know how I'm carrying it with me, but this profusion of brightly glowing coral-like branches is most definitely not a kettle. Here. The sacred lamp! And the finless one has kept his promise. My people tell me of the many deeds you have performed in the name of aiding the cups. And now you come to me bearing the light we had almost surrendered hope of ever seeing. We can doubt your purity no longer. Your arrival was the will of the ancients. Yes, the time for fear has passed. We shall take the lamp and unveil its austere illumination upon the walls of the Forgotten. Gather there with your companions, and we shall speak again once our prayers have been offered. Okay. Thanks.
O stewards of the Ondo, we offer up our light in answer.
That crystal you showed the artisan. Was it... Did it belong to one of my friends?
Maybe. I want to be snarky. Missed that part, did you? Thought you were always watching.
I tried to give you a measure of privacy. No one wants a spirit looking over their shoulder every moment of the day. So tell me, if you would, how did you come across that crystal?
Well, it's a long story, but I think you'll be happy to hear it.
I was right then. Strange that I should learn such things now, after they're long gone. They were fine friends, every one of them.
They all cared deeply for you
I didn't
and each other.
expect death to teach me so much.
Go figure, right?
About them, about Seto, about you, about the hope that hides at the heart of this world. I've never been one for idle chit-chat, but if by some miracle I could see them all again, I doubt I would ever stop talking. I'm grateful I got to bend your ear at least. And just for that, I reckon I'll stick with you. To the very end.
Apologies, we were a little late to the gathering.
It seems we succeeded in gaining their trust.
The delay wasn't exactly welcome, but at least our many hands made light work. And they seemed especially impressed with your contribution. Our hero indeed.
Y'shtola was telling us those structures may date back to the age of the Ascians.
An Ascian homeland. Despite his many protestations, I never quite believed Emmett Selk was telling the truth.
Nor I. But there is no denying the evidence before our eyes. Clearly this was once a great city. A home they would see restored, no matter how many tens of thousands of years it takes.
It's a hollow dream when you think about it. Even if they manage to rejoin all the worlds, they'll never bring back the ones who were lost. But would I have done any different?
How are you feeling?
You have completed your devotions?
Yes. To the honored ancients have we offered up our prayers and our gratitude. You too have our thanks.
Might we trouble thee then to tell us more of the illuminated land of which thou didst lately speak?
To the west of here lies a great trench. Some days ago, a light appeared in that endless darkness. Curious, we ventured closer and discovered in the depths an entire city. The buildings we spied were akin to our own everlasting abodes. Impossibly so. We understood at once the ancients had risen. There could be no doubt. Taken with terror, we retreated to the cups, and I decreed that none should enter the trench until such time as we received a sign.
Might it still be possible to reach this city of the ancients?
With no water to drown you, a finless one could now travel there. Yes. I am convinced you are the sign for which we have been waiting. My people will show you the way.
Shall we?
The chieftain has bid me guide your steps to the illuminated land. Come, the way lies downwards. Follow the path of coral and rock and join your comrades below. We're on our way at last. Seems far darker down here, but I'll not start at a few shadows. We are moving as a group, yes? Dude, you can just admit you're scared, man. It's all good. We're not splitting up, for now. If Emmett Selk is in that trench, then we'll have to assume he's not swimming in salt water. I'm gonna want to suddenly find ourselves at the edge of Bismarck's bubble with no air to breathe. You have everything you need? If that artisan fellow is as skilled as they say, you may wish to avail yourself of his services as we press on. AKA, go get your level 80 job gear, because you're gonna need some decent equipment for the final battle. Something they were hinting at back at the Crystarium, right? When that chick was measuring me up to see how they could improve your gear. Emmett Selk hath made himself difficult to reach, yet every step we take bringeth us nearer to his stronghold. Let us not linger, lest the Exarch suffer for our late arrival. Meeting the Ondo was fascinating. They live just like us in some ways, but act completely different than others. The way they think, the way they play. I'd love to come back here and learn more about their culture. Will the dome last that long, I wonder? That's a good question. During the time I've spent helping Yondo, I've been introduced to quite a few of the local varieties of sea life. Although sea monsters is mayhap the more apt term, probably best to avoid them if we can. Like those? All are gathered, yes? Then I shall describe the path you must take. Enter the cavern beyond and follow the wall down, and down, and down. Once at the bottom, find a passage to the northwest, then continue west, and west, and west. The way is not simple. Keep your friends within shouting distance and do not stray into the deep. Just before the journey's end, you will find the Caliban Gap and the barrier we placed at its mouth. This obstacle will fade should you raise a hand towards it. We have made it so. A most succinct explanation. We thank you for your guidance. Right, deeper into the depths we go. This really does make me feel like I'm playing FF7 again or something. You got your whole party along with you? Rather than you just traveling by yourself, you know? The rocks and coral bunch up by the cavern wall like a staircase of sorts, but be careful. You wouldn't want to slip from up here. He's not kidding about this. Obviously, yeah, you'll survive with 1 HP, but therein lies the problem. If you're not seriously overleveled, or if you were playing, you know, before Endwalker came out, it wouldn't matter, and you landed really close to an enemy that auto-aggroed, which is all of them here, you're dead. So it's a very real, and you can't fly it at this point, because the final ether currents are at our destination, so, meaning the side quests, even if the ones you find, maybe you get them earlier. I was wondering if we were going to run into anyone else, but we didn't on the way down. Thank good. Which of these bursts of water could carry you clear to the top again? Not that I'm eager to try it. I'll try it. Oh, shit! That was kind of fun. Let's do it again. Here. Holy shit. That is intense. Anyway, that's enough having fun with that. Wait, am I gonna land right on it? Oh my god. Okay, good. I thought it was gonna launch me back up. Hey, Ryanja. Our guide bade us travel to the cavern floor and thence to the west. To it seemed, these twisting tunnels defy such simple instruction. Rather than rely on direction alone, I suggest we scout with care and relay the path ahead to those who come behind. That makes sense. He did say the way was not simple, right? Yustola hath forged ahead, so we continue our own advance. Yeah. Now see, in previous expansions, they had already tried to do this, where like you have a little party that you travel with. The problem was the characters were constantly getting switched in and out. And they do that here, but it's always the same characters being switched in and out. And it just, you know, because the story feels more personal as well for you and everyone else, you get the feeling of camaraderie a lot more strongly than previous expansions. Because like the first time I ever got that feeling of like an old school FF game where you're traveling with your little party on this big adventure was of course Heavensward. It's probably one of the main reasons people liked it, even if they couldn't put their finger on it just yet back then. But you know, when you're traveling with Alfino and Estinian, similar vibe. But now we have like a really full party. It's not just like 2 or 3 people. The rock drops off sharply here, but I should think this coral's thick enough to serve as a bridge. Balcony. Ah, Leon. You have a choice of 2 routes from here. You can either take the long way to the south along the rocks, or skip along this coral branch as Alice has done. I, for one, shall be following my sister's example. You sure, man? You seem a little hesitant there. So yeah, you can go this way, the safe way. Or the... honestly, neither way is actually faster. I guess since you're already over here. Ooh, can see why he was nervous about walking across this. Itself, you know? Hey, you made it across safely. Phew. Not to it. Alice has already gone on ahead. We should catch up to her. Yeah, the safer way, of course, was this way. The sunken hull of a ship. There you are. Come on, I think I found the tunnel we were looking for. What you got? Okay. Here. This must be the barrier the Ondo spoke of. Well, that was rather more arduous than expected. I feel a sudden rush of gratitude for the smooth roads our ancestors cut through the wilderness. Yeah. Never know what you have till it's gone, right? Yeah, that whole thing. It was a treacherous path indeed. Now, I believe one of us needs but raise a hand to banish this next obstacle. Leon, I elect you to do the honors. Good thing. Gone, just like that. I suppose we should head in. Follow me, everyone. Like as not, this tunnel will be just as perilous as the road we walked to get here. Let's all stay aware of our surroundings, shall we? Oh shit! Yeah, that's pretty perilous. Urchins. Urchin fish. Their name tags almost made me miss Tancred and Reed over here. Nay, I'd not want to chance that leap. Hugging the northern wall on the way down seems the wiser proposition. Yeah, fuck that, dude. That is a very long drop. Please, no heroic jumps over the edge, Leon. I don't think my heart could take it. Well? Too bad. Ah, they don't let you. No, because you actually can't land down there. That's the thing. You see the map, it's... You know, blacked out. But I think you can jump to this ledge over here. See it? Oh, no, you can't. Alright, so you can't. You have to take the path. It's not like FF8 in the seed exam where you can jump off. But then again, it's not such a big cliff either. It's actually realistic to survive that jump, not this one. The glowing fossils. Where are thy footfalls, my friend? Our road taketh us ever onwards unto ever deeper darkness. Indeed it does. Watch your footing here. I wouldn't envy the climb back up if you fell. Right here? Oh yeah, you have to go back this way. Or something. Well, let's see. Where does this take you? It takes you lower. This takes you to the ocean floor, okay. You can't dive there. Glide across the surface. Where the hell does this lead? I'm kind of on an adventure here. Holy shit. I think I reached our destination prematurely. I didn't even know about this tunnel. Kind of neat. But yes, this is not the way we're supposed to be going to get there. You can see the quest marker wants us to go a different path. It's kind of neat they added a massive map like this for you to really be able to explore and feel like, you know, feel like you're in a gigantic environment. Like, I don't think I've seen a map this big anywhere else. The Azim Steppe comes close, I guess, but it's not filled with winding tunnels and little nooks and crannies to explore. If we weren't so pressed for time, I should like to explore these side passages. Mayhap another day. Well, I just did, and, be surprised where it leads. Stopping off. You gotta zoom out more. I don't see anyone else. We'll just keep going this way then. I only say micro. How you doing? Milady? Uh-oh.
By the gods.
When the Ondo spoke of a city, I did not think they meant an actual city.
Surprise, motherfucker! I gotta go get that as a soundbite now.
Then we are seeing the same view. The remnants in the Ondo settlement were solid material structures. But these... everything here pulses with ether. 'Tis an enchantment on a monumental scale.
Fascinating, isn't it? She sees the exact same image. Means it's all made of ether. When the chieftain spoke of light shining from the abyss, this is not at all what I imagined. Why would Emmet Selk do this? Emmet Selk holds the Exarch captive somewhere within that vast city. Yet even if we must search every alleyway, we will find them. You'd think all those tall, dark buildings would be frightening, but for some reason they just make me feel sad. Yeah. A lot of history here. One cannot blame the Ondo for fleeing the spectacle of these brooding edifices. We, however, have not the luxury of fear. Yeah. It's big, I'll grant you, but cluttered city streets are far more conducive to infiltration than wide open spaces. This will work to our advantage. Trust me. Leon, did you note the style of the architecture? It is the same used for the remnants of the cups and the mural painted towers. Yep, I saw that right away. Look closely. Emmet Selk has not simply reclaimed these ruins. He has layered the semblance of an entire city upon them. Gods, the magnitude of his artifice is staggering. That's a new word to look up. Though it pains me to admit that we did not fully understand the feats of which an old-world Ascian is capable of. Capable. There was no of there. The end of a world. It's intimidating, yes, but we have to start somewhere. Why don't we have a closer look at that tower to the southeast? We might be able to reach it from the edge of the trench. Alright. Hold on, this is where that other tunnel spat me out. What was it? Perhaps it was higher up? Let me look at the view from... Because I was over here, I was hugging this wall, like this. And I could see this, but that structure was to my right, I think. So I think I was further right. Crap, that little entrance is... pretty well hidden, isn't it? Here, let's just go back then. I want to see where that hole spits you out. Oh, this is it. It was underneath me. Ah, there we go. Okay. Would have taken forever to find that if I tried doing it the other way around, right? Akira Heights. Get this shit home. Again, this is all still the same fucking map, by the way. The Tempest is gigantic. It's amazing. This map alone, like this whole section must have taken months to do by itself, just this one map, let alone the rest of Northrend. Holy shit. Closing doors. Look at the size of those doors. So now I know how pixies must feel. Yeah. Leon Starcrest, recognized. Welcome to the city of Amarot. Will you be riding the lift? What? Did the building just welcome you? Mayhap it is not so passing strange. Did Emet not invite Leon to visit his abode? His plain thy coming was expected. Yeah. And where will this lift be taking us? The lift services every level of Bakura Heights, but is presently configured to convey passengers directly to the ground floor. Well, there you have it. In the absence of some few hundred yalms of rope, we have little choice but to accept the offer. With emphasis on the we. I'm not about to let you walk into that place alone. Wouldn't dream of it, Alize. I wish to ride the lift. You can be demanding. Ground floor, now. As you wish. The lift will arrive shortly. Next stop, ground floor. Facilities include the Bureau of the Administrator, the Bureau of the Architect, and the Capital. Holy shit. The scale of this place. Pretty far away. It looks closer, but it isn't. An Aetherite. I just can't believe how tall everything is. Right? Seems peaceful enough, he said, tempting fate. Each of these towers seems a veritable city in itself. Even a Gigas would feel inadequate in such surroundings. Or Gigas, however they pronounce it. If mine eyes do not deceive, we stand in some manner of communal square. Just a moment. Thought I saw something. What is it? Ooh. It's only at this distance that you start to realize just how big the buildings truly are. What did that voice call the city? Amarot? Look, over there. Someone here. Is that person? Ah, no, my mistake. That's a giant. Doesn't seem to have noticed us yet. Giant or no, a resident of this place may have much more to tell us. I say we make the first move. Ralph, you know, you can't just... Oh. Yeah, he's a brave one, huh? Pray excuse my boldness, but might I ask you a few questions? Oh, what adorable costumes. Are you children on an excursion? This district has much to teach you. How odd. That sounded like no language I've ever heard, and yet I understood every word. Just as he understood us. And which district is this exactly? You must be lost. Poor things. You stand in the Polylarite district, wherein lie the institutions most vital to the management of our star. Didn't think I would nail that name on the first try. Shit! I want to ask both. Can you tell us where to find Emmett Selk? Let's just be direct. Fuck it. Ah, I see. You've come to marvel at the workings of the Convocation of 14. Hardly surprising, I suppose. The whole world holds its breath as the final days draw near, and our brightest minds race to implement their plans. Thus, you must understand that gaining an audience at this time will be next to impossible. You should hurry home now, before your families begin to worry. Do you need me to walk you back? No, thank you. We'll be fine. These is all as children. Probably because we're so tiny. Very well. Take care, little ones. What was that all about? In my eyes, these people appear as arcane entities. I suspect Emmett Selk wove them from ether, much as he constructed the rest of the city. The final days. Such words well befit the oblivion described to us by our Asian foe. A catastrophe of unprecedented scale, which did set in motion the summoning of Zodiark, and thence Heidelin herself. But that happened centuries and centuries ago, didn't it? Excuse me. That man spoke as if they were rushing to avert a disaster here and now. Unless, for these people, the distant past is the here and now. I believe thou hast the right of it, Master Alpino. This ethereal Amarot and its residents appear to be phantoms of a different age. Emmett Selk hath resurrected a memory, a moment in time from before the star was sundered. So, we find ourselves in a long-destroyed city inhabited by the long-departed. An unusual situation, to be sure, but at least we're able to parley with these ancients. In fact, they seem downright eager to chat. I say we use this to our advantage. Split up, strike up some conversations, and see if we can't learn the location of our quarry. And while we're at it, it wouldn't hurt to wheedle out a few more details regarding the Convocation of 14 and their impending disaster. Strange coincidence, it's one for every reflection. Well, also if you include the source itself, right? To mingling, then. Let's meet back here when our jaws start aching. Fair enough. Well, we're in the City of the Ancients, so only appropriate, right? gave a shout out to Mount Golg. I had to do it for the City of the Ancients as well, right? I played the FF1 theme for Mount Golg. Strangely, almost fits. Almost. Alright, that's enough of that. That might have been louder than I intended it to be. I apologize for that. There, set that back down. But yeah, I was just saying, like, holy shit. It oddly somehow almost fits. Alright, I'll switch it back now. There we go. Like I said, I had to give it a shout out after I did for Mount Gold. The references. Sure, it's back to. There it is. Oh, I didn't meet that in time. See if I can catch what they said on the way out. I have high expectations for you, my little debater. If you ever wish to hone your skills with a spirited conversation or two, I would be overjoyed to engage you. What are you guys talking about? What's going on? So it seemed the hall is host to a most precious visitor this day. And what, pray tell, shall be the subject of our discussion, young one? I think we're kids, because we're so tiny. Ah. The convocation and their handling of the coming peril. It's only natural that you should have questions. Shall we begin with the members themselves? As all know, the 14 are the wisest and most puissant among us. They are the stewards of order, responsible for decisions which keep this star turning season after season. Be it the speaker La Habrea or the emissary Elidibus, each seat is occupied by an elected sage of surpassing intellect. Logrif, Mitron, and Metzelk. Their individual titles have, as a gesture of respect and a matter of tradition, become synonymous with their incumbents. Thus, it is with great incredulity that I greet this recent rumor that a seat in the convocation is soon to be left vacant. If proven true, it would be an unprecedented development, and testament to the immense pressure under which our saviors are toiling. In any event, I for one am confident they shall deliver our star unto salvation. He's gone just like that. There are side quests to do here for these guys. For, ether currents. 3 of them, to be precise. What were they saying again? You consider the implications of this latest calamity. You must admit. Trust in the scholars. They will find a solution. Latest calamity? This wasn't the only one that they suffered? You could perhaps explain the finer points of the creation process. No other chat bubble. Anxious Samara times. Good gracious, child, where is your family? You should not be alone at a time like this. Run along home. Quickly now. Have you not heard? Though yet confined to the lands across the sea, a terrible phenomenon afflicts our star. They are calling it the final days. 'Tis said it starts suddenly, a cacophonous keening from beneath the earth. The sound distorts all living things within earshot and wrests from us control of our creation magics. Control of your creation magic. Once that happens, all is lost. Fear, pain, despair. Every dread impulse is siphoned from our minds and given substance. An eternal fall of fiery rain, like a meteor shower? An incessant spawning of nightmarish beasts. None can point to the source of the phenomenon. It is as if the star itself has fallen ill, as if a force inimical to life now festers and spreads. It is only a matter of time until Amaroth too resounds to that discordant squall. You should stay with your loved ones, child. Stay with them. Of all the times I've been down here, I never run into any other players at all. And there we go. As if to answer my call. There's another player right there. If I did run into any before, I probably just didn't notice because there's so few of them in this area. There's another one right there. And plus, these giants kind of overshadow literally every one of us. An audience with them itself. I'm afraid you have the wrong office, little one. And besides, he will be far too busy to field the questions of curious children. Surely you have been told of the looming catastrophe. Every resource available to the Convocation must be spent upon ensuring our world survives. They have yet to make an official announcement, but it is said the 14 are moving forward with a plan of scarce credible proportions, one which promises to grant will to the very star itself. They will invoke our mightiest spells of creation to birth an entity of all-encompassing magnificence. And then they will rewrite the laws of existence. It's a huge undertaking, and it must be completed ere the corruption spreads this far. Thus I say to you again, do not hold out hope for an audience. Everything's lining up with what Emmett Self told us. Well, that was an experience. I was never very fond of being treated like a child, but it did make asking questions less suspicious. That's true. Leon, if I were not certain before than I am now, the people of this city believe they face the end of the world. I cannot imagine what purpose compelled them itself to recreate this ancient Amaroth. And yet, fancy I hear his words to us echoing throughout this ocean trench. He would have his story known. Yep. He clearly wants us to know more details about the final days of the world before it was sundered. The world he wants to bring back. I forgot to mention this earlier because they kept talking and things kept moving forward, but you know, at this point they've obviously started trying to make an effort to humanize the Asians and make them look as, like, you know, they're not really pure evil, but again, as Squall would say in FF8, right? Just different point of view. They have their own goal that they want to do, and like Ystola said back in the Ocular, what they're doing seems only logical if you discount the fact that they're willing to sacrifice so many lives to do it. And the scene I was referring to in just a minute before that, though, was when Alize said, I can't say I wouldn't have tried to do the same. Like, if it was her home, and everything and everyone she knew was destroyed and disappeared, she would probably be trying to do the same thing, to bring it back at any cost. So, you know, it's like they're obviously letting us now step into the shoes of the Asian and see things from their perspective for once, instead of just constantly vilifying them and seeing them as the bad guys in the story, which has been pretty much the way they've been treated throughout the entire story of FF14 all the way up to this point. So, it's a nice change of pace and perspective. You see that they have their reasons for what they do, despite how fucked up what they do is. A greater purpose. We can compare notes once the others return. Hopefully then our next move will become clear. would seem our conversations were much alike. A looming disaster, creation magics running rampant, and this convocation's efforts to bring salvation out of chaos. I suppose there was talk of little else in the time when these events came to pass. Uyanje, if I may, what are your thoughts on the ancient art of creation? Sounds like summoning to me. Anyway, a fascinating discipline indeed. Aught the mind can conceive may be rendered in reality. All that is required is a clear concept upon which to focus one's will. Yeah, like summoning a primal. 'Tis not dissimilar to the primal rites taught by the Asians, wherein ritual ceremony breatheth life into figments of myth and legend. Yeah. But it seems like these guys can do it by themselves with, the flick of their wrist or whatever. Whereas we require a bunch of prayer and all this shit, like massive groups of people praying and, well, sometimes, depending on the strength of the primal you want, right? And a bunch of ether that can only come from condensed ether crystals. I see we arrived at the same conclusion then. The people who lived in the age before the Sundering were blessed with vast reserves of mana. There you go. They were able to summon like that on their own, individually, without having to go through so much trouble of gathering ether / mana. No matter how draining these creation magic must be, it seems they paid the cost with not more than a fraction of the ether which coursed through their own bodies. If we were to attempt the same, such spells would soon deplete our energies and then seek to draw the balance from elsewhere. From a hoard of crystals, mayhap, or from the very land itself. Yeah, primals. Thus, when this art of creation was placed into our hands, it became, in effect, a means for destruction. An interesting matter which no doubt bears further study, but despite all these revelations, I worry we are no closer to finding him itself. Has anyone learned aught which might lead us to his location? Not directly, mayhap, but from what we've heard, it seems the convocation of 14 is sequestered in the nearby Capitol building. When we went to see for ourselves, the attendant wouldn't let us through without a written permission. So we tried our luck at the Bureau of the Administrator, where we thought these permissions might be issued, but the clerk there said he couldn't help us since our names didn't appear in the registry. And that was where we gave up. I wonder though, Leon, could you be eligible for one of these writs? The voice in the lift seemed to know who you were. Might be that your name is registered at the bureaus as well. Worth a look, I'd say. Meanwhile, I'll head back to the capital and search for a less official point of entry, just in case. Pray allow me to accompany thee on thy reconnaissance. An arcane perspective may prove needful. I think I'd like to speak with more of these ancients. Maybe they know something that could help cure Leon's condition. Would you mind coming with me? Alizé of all people, huh? Of course I don't mind. Just lead the way. Maybe it was because of the way Alizé snapped at her earlier. Back at the Crystorium. Then Yustola and I will be busy ourselves with further exploration. There is surely more intelligence to be had. So we part ways once more. This time, however, let us reconvene in front of the capital. Suppose it makes sense we're the size of kids, the people from before the Sundering. If what Emmett Self said is true, everything about us was sundered, right? Our intelligence, our lifespan, so on and so forth. That means probably our size as well. We used to be as big as these guys, basically. But now we're fragmented. We're basically these people. Well, the descendants of them now. But fragmented. A visitor's writ. Yes, I can assist you. Full name, please. Leon Starcrest. Please wait near the counter while I confirm your details. Okay. Just wait here. Ah, gotta love bureaucracy. Takes its sweet ass time. Whatever. Excuse me. Leon Starcrest, your application is ready for collection. Can't even see over the damn counter. As your residency was approved by Emmett Selk himself, further forms of identification will not be required. Here are your application documents. Submit them at the Bureau of the Secretariat, and the clerk will issue you with a visitor's writ for the capital. Fair enough. Yes, quite right. Can't see what they're discussing though. Oh, enemies. For once. Cubus. Black sludge, basically. So what I gathered from what they were talking about, this disease, if you can call it that, I suppose, that was spreading across the world, the star, as they call it, was, it would warp your mind to make you go crazy, and, like, it sounds like that's what it does, and then, it would start summoning. It would it would make you lose control of your creation magics, right? Which means it would start, and then it made you manifest, or it would manifest for you, your deepest fears. Hence, you know, monsters that looked horrible. Nightmarish creatures and stuff like that. So basically it would force you into summoning creatures that would scare the shit out of you and try to kill you too. It's like a disease that hijacked your mind, essentially, and caused you to summon against your will horrific monsters that would start murdering you and your family and friends. Literally a horror movie. I think there is a horror movie out there that used a similar concept. I forgot what it was called, but it was something like that, where it would, whatever your deepest fear was, there was this weird entity in the movie that would cause it to become real and attack you and try to kill you, basically. Sucks for arachnophobes, right? Next, please. I got this. Application documents requesting permission to enter the capital as a sanctioned visitor. Here. Visiting the capital, are we? Please, take a seat. Your name will be called once your application has been processed. Oof. I gotta stand in line behind all these fools? Empty seat. So I gotta sit here? Oh shit, I'm running out of time. I'm gonna turn into a goddamn light warden any moment now. May I? He is actually doing the sitting emote too. You, I think, are from a time beyond ours. Have you followed in the wake of them itself? Dude knows I'm from the future? Nay, there is no cause for alarm. I am simply a shade, here and not here. I know only that my name is Hythlodius, and that this city is a recreation, a phantom moment plucked from the well of history. These others seem unaware of their pale existence, but I wonder if Emmet Self's mind was distracted when it came to my reconstruction, or reconstitution. A stray thought would have been enough. Hythlodius will realize the truth, for example. We were close friends once, you see. You were close friends with Emmet Self. Yet, in spite of my perception, I play the same role as all the rest. A bit part meant to bring color and noise to this well-crafted stage. Too much scrutiny, and we shall burst like the fragile bubbles we are. Is that why the other people I've talked to have just disappeared? Thus, I tell you again, my presence is not to concern you. I wish only to share your company whilst we wait. If you've come this far, then you know of the catastrophe which awaits us on our morrow. The final days. What began as isolated incidents soon swelled into a world-spanning threat. The Convocation of 14, well, it was 13 at the time, endeavored to create a will for our star. They would repair the fundamental laws of order and halt the spread of destruction. But creation on such a scale required an immense source of power. Of those of us who still live, nearly half offered up their lives in the name of salvation. Oh shit. Like ritual sacrificial foci used to make stronger primals. I'm guessing that's where this is going, something similar. And from their sacrifice, Zodiark was born. Just as we had hoped, he reached forth and halted the march of oblivion. Yet, oh how the star had suffered. So many species lost. The land was blighted, the waters poisoned, and even the wind had ceased to blow. Once more did our people give of themselves to Zodiark. Another half of our race sacrificed to cleanse the world, to ensure that trees and grasses and myriad tiny lives would sprout and grow and flourish. The cycle of life had begun anew, and we reconsidered the means by which we might protect it. The Convocation decided thus: we would nurture our world until it was bursting with vitality. Then, when the time was right, we would offer some portion of its living energy to Zodiark. Like keeping a primal fed with ether, like constantly feeding it crystals. In return, he would restore to us those brethren whose souls had fed his strength, and together we would resume our role as stewards. Oh, you give back the sacrificed people. There were, however, those who disagreed with this plan. They argued that enough had been sacrificed to Zodiark, that this new world should belong to the lives newly born. These dissidents surrendered their life energies in the creation of Hydaelyn, an incarnation of their opposing belief. And for the first time in history, our people stood divided. Know you then how this conflict ended? I have an idea, based on what Emmet Self told me, yeah. I thought you might. The people who made Hydaelyn basically disagreed with bringing back those who had already died, being sacrificed to Zodiark, and instead said the world belongs to the new people being born. Emmet Self has ever been a champion for the will of Zodiark. The original plan may have been set back by millennia, but he will have not abandoned his course. He will pay the price for our return by whatever means is necessary. And though he may carry himself with a certain glib ease, Emmet Self is not a man to bear his burdens lightly. In fact, I imagine they have only grown heavier with every passing century. 'Tis truly a terrible weight he has chosen to carry. Sounds like it. Leon Starcrest. Oh, wow, everyone else is gone, yeah. That passed the time pretty well. It seems your turn has come. Pray do not let me keep you. Okay. See you later. Ah, there was one last thing. You walk with another at your side, yes? Ardbert? Nay, I see no definite form. Just the faintest suggestion of a second soul. I doubt it visible to anyone but me. Otherwise, I assume only you can see and hear this ethereal companion? Holy shit. Your connection is hardly a coincidence. In our time, the two of you were one. The color of your souls tells the tale. He's one of my fragments. I'm one of his, is what he's saying. A hue that distinctive cannot be mistaken, no matter how thin the soul is spread. So me and Ardbert are the same person. Fragments of the same person. Ha! This is just the kind of fate I might expect for one such as he. Surely Emet-Selch has recognized a hint of him in you. Beyond Starcrest? They're waiting for me. Fare you well, my new old friend. May you find what it is you seek. We knew each other? I guess that all but confirms that I'm basically no different than Emet-Selch, Elidibus, and La Habrea. The difference being unlike them, I'm sundered, and they're not. Seems he's heavily implying I was someone from this time period. Well, again, not too much of a surprise. Emet-Selch did say that about all of us, basically. Still, I would have thought I was only a descendant. But he's implying I'm not. Your visitor's writ, as requested. When you wish to gain admittance to the capital, simply present the document to the attendant within. If you're wondering what I just took a screenshot of, it's his name, Hythlodius. I'm taking notes. Oh, hell no. It went that bad, huh? Ah, Leon. Yustola and I have just returned from an institution the locals call the Academia Niter. Well, from its public offices, at least. I think I saw that on the map. We thought an Asian place of learning the ideal spot to research your condition, but it seems we lack the credentials to enter the Academia proper. I see. Well, at least you tried. Ah, good. Excuse me, you're here. Everyone seems to be present and accounted for. Burp was such good timing. Master Thancred can best describe our chances for infiltrating the capital. I only hope thine efforts to secure permissions were successful. Well, about that. Hold on, let me take my spot in the circle here. Is that good? Finally! You were gone so long, I was on the verge of mounting a rescue party. How fared you in your bureaucratic ventures? Excuse me? A visitor's writ. An official writ of permission granting you entry to the capital as a sanctioned visitor. I got this. Check it out. Ah, I see my instincts were correct. And a good thing, too. Urianger and I weighed our chances of breaking into the capital, and an official entrance is by far the more attractive option. The capital boasteth not a single armed sentry. It would seem that in their time they did not deem it needful to post guards. Well, he did say it was a sort of paradise, wasn't it? There was no need for people to commit violence against each other. And Hydlothius, or whatever, I think that was the name, said that the first time their people were divided, aka the first time there was any ever conflict between their people, was only after summoning Zodiark, and then Hydaelyn, of course. Before that, they got along just fine. The windows and doors, however, appear heavily warded. Though mightily did we strive with strength mundane and magical, we failed to budge them even a fraction of one elm. Mayhap 'twas simply the case that Emet-Selk's recreation did not extend to their usual function. We didn't try everything, of course, but we thought it best to conserve our time and energy for more pressing matters. Speaking of which, Reen and I tried asking about a cure for you. The problem is, these ancients didn't exist beyond Amaroth today. They will happily tell their own tales, but whenever we attempted to explain our situation, the conversation quickly became muddled. What of you, Leon? Was aught worthy of interest said during your efforts to obtain a writ? A great sacrifice of life in exchange for their brethren's resurrection. And you say all of the Ascian's scheming has been leading to this? They don't just want to bring back the world, but also their people. They want to revive the people too. All this time. But if they still mean to enact this plan, then things won't end with the rejoining. No. That's just the first step. I thought we knew their intentions in full. Restore the world to its former glory, and in turn empower Zodiark to reclaim his throne as the will of the star. Yet that was merely a step along the way. I hesitate to put it into words, but we have to assume that following the final rejoining, the Ascians mean to draw on the lives of the Source to make their sacrifice to Zodiark. That does seem the most likely scenario. Mayhap those who ally with the Ascians would be spared that fate. But what value is there in surviving when all our history, all our struggles will be erased? Cannot conscience such an act? Of course not. And that's to say naught of what Emet-Selk plans for the Exarch's power. Do we stand by and let him threaten our future as well as our past? We need to find him, Leon. And when we do, make your mark. Change the course of history in a way that's felt by those who came before and those who came after. By everyone you've ever met. Okay, Alize. As always, I'll do my best. Change things so that even my other self, dying somewhere in that future calamity, will smile and say, I knew you would win. I hope this isn't a death flag for Alize. But, sure. Will do, Alize. Is fighting Emet-Selk the only way? He created an entire city. It will take everything we have to defeat him. If we even can. And if you push that hard in your current state, the light will break free. The decision to press on lies with you, just as it lies with each and every one of us. Tancred stares quietly into the distance. He seems calm and assured, his easy stance born of confidence rather than false bravado. Urianger glances your way, his expression hesitant. You can see the struggle as he agonizes over the words he wishes to say. Ystella meets your gaze with a strained smile. You seem to recall her wearing the selfsame expression when speaking with Lys and Runar. Alpino is lost in thought, his eyes downcast. There is, however, no sign of the self-doubt which once assailed him at the falling snows. Reen appears to be brooding over her choices, her faintly trembling hands betraying her mounting trepidation. Alize? Shadowbringers. No? The quest named after the expansion is the final quest in the expansion, so... This is it, the grand finale. The final main scenario quest. Alize appears to have made her decision. We're finally at the end. Jesus Christ. It's a long one, wasn't it? Even without the role quest, it feels much longer than the previous ones. This game was pretty long. Do you remember that talk we had atop the tower in Mordsup? I'm still of the same mind now as I was then. I don't abandon you. You don't abandon me. And together we make a difference in this fight. There's always hope if we look for it. I saw it again and again as you tore those veils of light from the sky. If we keep taking that next step forward, there's a chance we'll find a way to save you. But no matter how long it takes or how much it hurts, you can count on me to keep on walking. Bothri spoke of the disaster we would bring upon our own heads. Ceaseless conflict. Imagine how he would sneer to see what's become of the first, not to mention your perilous predicament. And yet who can deny the fire your deeds have ignited in people's hearts? You achieved what my logic and ideals never could, uniting disparate peoples under the banner of hope and common purpose. Without you, that giant Talos would never have raised its head. I have borne witness to many such miracles at your side, and would do so again. This is but another obstacle on the road. So come, let us travel it. Drag me through wonder and danger as you are wont to do, and I shall endeavor not to slow you down. Thanks, Alpino. He's always been a bro. As well thou knowest, if we are to usher Emet-Selch unto his rest, we must needs bind his Ascian soul, and then shatter it with overwhelming force. The former task requireth our sight, and such have I prepared. Upon the Exarch's asking, no less, though 'twas never mine intent to provide said boon. The future whence our noble friend doth hail is a world fallen to Ascian artifice, and he would not see such grim history repeated. In a sense, Emet-Selch's destruction will be the culmination of the Exarch's efforts, a reward for all he hath endured these many years. Yet even as thou stridest into the jaws of peril, forget not but that his fondest wish, and that of many others besides, is to see thee survive unto the morrow. 'Tis in pursuit of that happiest of outcomes that I do pledge to remain at thy side. And I couldn't be happier to have you, Urianger. For some reason I thought he was going to be next. Our time in the First has been a never-ending succession of trials, as arduous as our path in the Source ever was. Yet through all our journeys together, through that deep and foreboding wood, you have helped me to stay true to my convictions. Thus would I return the favor. Do as your heart decrees, without hesitation or regret, and that is all I will say on the matter. Well, this has put everyone in a solemn mood, hasn't it? Honestly, we're not even sure this will be the end of it. But I suppose we should speak our minds when we have the opportunity. You taught me that much in Almarain. So, forgive me this moment of sentiment, Leon. By dragging me into this sorry mess, you've given me the chance to think and act as I should. For Reen's sake. Words cannot express how much this has changed my life, or how grateful I am for your support. So I shall express my gratitude through action instead. No matter where you decide to go, I will be there, guarding your back. Reen, just you and me now. When Minfilia entrusted me with her power, she warned me that no matter how strong you become, you can still fall victim to despair. You can still feel powerless. And she was right. After you collapsed on Mount Gold, my hands wouldn't stop shaking. If I made a mistake, if I failed to bind the light within you, I was terrified you would die. Even now, you could be moments from turning and I wouldn't know how to save you. You, Thancred, the others, you've all been there when I needed help. Minfilia surrendered her life to me, her legacy. I should be ready to do the same for you. And I want to, I do. But I'm not good enough. She told me to follow your example and I've tried. I've really tried. Oh my god. I don't know. This sounds harsh in a way. If it's misinterpreted, but sometimes these choices, I feel like, this happened to me in FF14 Remake. I'll go with this one. And you shouldn't hang your head. I shouldn't? Keep your head up. Look to the future. Keep treading forward. Fate can be cruel, but a smile better suits a hero. This is basically what I was just saying before I got the answer choice. We must all keep looking forward, like the heroes who never gave up hope for this world. Yeah, he said it better than I could. That's how I was feeling. Not sure who you... Actually, never mind. I think the answer might be different for all of us. No, nothing will come of brooding here in self-pity. I've made my decision. Leon, I'm going with you. You have to keep looking forward. It's the lesson that, the Asians have yet to learn and refuse to recognize, in a sense. Have you heard about these calamities the other cities are facing? Terrifying concepts, the stuff of nightmares running amok. What are the people to do? Hey, buddy! Capital attendant. Welcome to the capital. All visitors must present an official writ of permission before admittance will be granted. Here you go. My god, look at this. It's like going into the Empire State Building on its base. Well, if anything, if, GTA 4's version is an accurate representation of that, lower office. Your documents appear to be in order. You may proceed into the capital, but any guests you may choose to bring with you must remain in your vicinity at all times. Fair enough. And so be it.
This really is unacceptable. I gave you very specific instructions.
Emma, sulk.
You take your instructions and shove them.
My invitation was for an abomination, ripe with the power to bring about the world's annihilation.
Nice rhymes, dude.
Not this half-broken thing. Whatever am I to do with you? And I see you insist on keeping the same familiar company. Are you so lost without them?
My friends
It
are
is
my
not
power.
he who is lost without the familiar.
Not content with remaking an entire city, you aim to fill it with the reconstituted souls of the dead.
I may have gotten a little carried away in my attention to detail, added a few unnecessary flourishes. Well, there's no point trying to hide it. Yes. Once the rejoining of worlds is complete, Zodiac will regain his full strength and shatter his prison. Then we shall offer up the Source's remaining inhabitants in sacrifice, that we might resurrect our brethren who died to bring Zodiac into existence. But what was it that you came here to do exactly?
Both of these are true. But we're here to save our boy, Graha. We came here for the Exarch.
Well, you can't have him. The wisdom that man guards may open up new worlds of possibilities.
And the Asians are stumped on this
He has
guy.
unlocked the secrets of travel across the rift, and through time as well, it would seem. Quite an accomplishment for one of his incomplete nature.
See what I mean? Even they couldn't do that.
I must explore the limits of his capabilities and harness that power for the Ardor.
Of course. Son of a bitch.
You bastard!
I mean, that's basically the look they're giving him.
Even now, after everything, you refuse to see reason. You think it unfair that you are subject to suffering? That your lives will be sacrificed for the Ancients? Look at me! I have lived 1,000 of your lives. I have broken bread with you, fought with you, grown ill, grown old, sired children, and yes, welcomed death's sweet embrace.
That answers my questions from earlier.
For eons have I measured your worth and found you wanting. Too weak and feeble-minded to serve as stewards of any star. Have your recent spats with Vorthri and his Sin Eaters taught you nothing? Have you not learned that your ignorance and frailty beget only endless misery? How long do you mean to perpetuate this farce? How much more must I endure your bumbling interference? Let us imagine that the laws of reality are again undone and the world faces true annihilation. Do you honestly believe that half your number would sacrifice themselves to save the other? Of course they wouldn't! And if you had witnessed history unfold as I have, you would reach the same conclusion. You cannot be entrusted with our legacy. I will bring back our brethren, our friends, our loved ones. The world belongs to us, and us alone.
Emmett Selk! We understand, truly, but it makes no difference. The ones you love are in the past, while ours are here in the present. One day, we too will be ashes and dust, but not today. Our time is not yet finished. We share your conviction, and that is why we will not abandon our course.
You think us the same? You think your tattered soul of equal worth to those I lost? Then come. Earn your place. Prove yourselves worthy to inherit this star. Era at the beginning of our great work. A fitting backdrop for your final judgment. I shall wait within, but do not spend too much time on your preparations. There's no telling how much longer the guest of honor will last.
It's like he opened the gates to hell itself. I can feel it beyond the flames. A darkness waiting to swallow our light. Wherever you are, Minfilia, watch over us and guide our steps. Prayer is not remiss at this point in time. Holy shit. Literally marching into hell here. I reasoned that Emmett Self would not harm the Exarch until he had learned the tower's secrets, but his parting words suggest otherwise. Excuse me. Let us make haste. Your friend may not have the luxury of decades to wait for you this time. Yeah. I won't ask you to hold back. That time is long past. I'll just try to snuff out the worst of the embers before they reach you. Just say the word, Leon. However harrowing the scenes that await us, they will not sway us from our course. Ready when you are, Leon. If it's proof he wants, we'll give him a fight the likes of which he's never seen. We're yonder. In those final days, it is said that monstrous beasts were set loose in the city. Terrors made flesh by sorcery run rampant. If Emmet Selk hath been faithful in his reconstruction, then we must be prepared to face many such abominations. Indeed. We should be, and we shall be. Amaranth. To the depths of the Tempest, to the ocean floor itself, you have come to rescue the Crystal Exarch from the phantom city of Amaranth. But barring your way is the architect of this ethereal construct, Emmet Selk, the Ascian who would lead the first unto destruction. The light within you strains at its corporeal confines, threatening to break free at any moment. Time does not favor the warrior of darkness. You must brave the final days of Amaranth and confront Emmet Selk in the very midst of this recreated calamity. Time definitely doesn't favor me, because it's my bedtime right now, but we're too close to the end for me to stop now. If I stop now and streamed again tomorrow morning, it would probably only be like... Actually, yeah. The ending would probably actually take a full 2 hours, but... It's been built up too much. I'm not going to stop now. I'll just have to stay up late. This one time. The timing was unfortunate, but it is what it is. Also, I think this happened to me last time. My blind playthrough, the same thing happened. I ended up getting here really late and finished the same night, so I stayed up hella late. Oh well. Who should we take? Well, obviously Thanka's not coming, but... I think I'm feeling... Oriancha for the healer.
Fates are not yet sealed.
And then... I love that you can choose. I just thought about it. I was like, you can just take the kids. You can take the kids.
Let's give it our all. Here we go.
You got 3 kids, 3 adults. I like that. The only way I could take all these guys, though, is if I went to DPS. But still, that's kind of neat.
Victory will be ours.
So this was the default, right? I don't know. My gut says to take Oriander for some reason. Yeah, this is what I'm feeling right now. I'm gonna take Oriander green.
Here we go.
I usually like taking these two as a pair. Yeah, again, I can't explain why, but I'm feeling this party a little bit more. Though I am really torn, that's why I'm taking so long. But yeah, let's go with this. Fuck it. Well, into the gates of hell we go.